Hey everybody, Patty Ann here again today. Listen, a friend of mine just got the exact same machine that I have from Brother. Hey Vicky. And she's brand new to embroidery, just like a lot of you probably are. And maybe you've gotten something for Christmas and you're not sure how to use your machine yet. But I'm going to show you starting right now how to begin using the free BES Blue edition of software that you get for your machine. So here it is shown up on my screen. And if you go to brother-usa.com and you simply type in BES Blue Edition, you'll be able to come up to this, and it tells you a lot of the things that are included with this. For example, there are 199 fonts with this thing, 800 plus embroidery designs, monogram designs, name drops, so on and so on and so on. So I just thought I'd scroll down through here just a little bit so you can see. Okay, so let's open this software and see what happens. I have it down here in the lower trough of my computer screen, and I'm going to click on it. Here it comes opening up. And it opens just like this. And it asks you, do you want to go to the blog? Do you want to go to projects, support, or events? Or do you want to create a new design? And of course, you can open recently used, or open a design, or go to help. So let's open a design, and I'm going to look in my downloads folder. I'm going to find a design that I like. Let's see. I'll do this ornament right here. Well, actually, no. I'm going to close this out. I'll say cancel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here again. I messed up. I'm going to go to right here. I've brought mine down lower, but you'll find yours on your screen as well. There's a new page here that means new. The file folder means open. I'm going to simply go to new, and I'll show you why. Okay, it's opened up a new page for me. I've already changed the colors of my thread here because I use Floriani threads, and I know my friend Vicky has some Floriani as well. But you can change the type of thread that you use by clicking on this thread palette and just coming down here and clicking on what you use. So right now I have Floriani selected. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a design to this. Now, as we read, there's lots of designs that come free with this software. So I'm just going to come up here to add design, and there's tons and tons of designs that we can get in here. Right now, I'm just under the word designs. I could also choose any one of these. Accents. I could choose, applique shapes, backgrounds, borders, connectors. This would be something that you can go ahead and explore. I thought these were pretty. To put your last name in here, a nice monogram. But I'm just going to go back up here to accents, and I'll just choose something here. I'll do this ladybug. Whoops, what I need to do is double click on her to make her come in. There she is. So now if I want to move her, right now you'll see crosshairs, and I can move her, but that actually made another one. So I'm going to come up here, up in the upper left-hand corner. There's an arrow called the select arrow. So I'm going to select this one I accidentally just made. And now, since I still have the select tool, I can just drag this down here. Over here, it's showing all of the items that make up this cute little ladybug. If I click on this little minus sign, it kind of sucks it back in as if this file folder here is not opened up. If I want to open up that little file and see what's inside of it, I can click on the plus button, and then I can see the components that make that part up. All right, so one of the things you may want to do is to find out, will my image fit where I want it to fit? So what I can do with the select button still selected, click on him. Notice that puts a box around him. And that allows me to come down here to the lower left-hand side, and I can see exactly what size he is. So he's 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches right now. If I take one of these corner blocks, notice that my arrow changes. I can stretch him and make him bigger. And now I'm moving him to the center. If I look down here with him selected, I can see now that it's 2.82 inches by 2.82 inches. Something else that's fun to look at too is check out right down here, and you can see the total number of stitches that make him up. It's 4,331. Check this out if I make him larger. So remember 4,331. When I make him larger, okay, this, whenever you get a warning like this, that means you've done something and you better not do what you just did. It said I made satin stitches too long. So I'm going to say okay, and I'm going to undo what I just did by coming up here to the undo arrow. Yours may be up top here. Click that and make him smaller. So again, we're back to where it's 4,331 down here. I'm going to make it smaller and check out what happens to the number of stitches. Remember it was 4,331? Well, this program automatically recalculates the stitches so that your stitching will turn out beautifully. So you can also make it 3D if you want to. Right now, it's not 3D, the sketching or the stitching. When I click on 3D right here, look what happens. That's what it's kind of going to be more realistic of what it's going to look like when it's stitched out. Another fun thing to do is you can come down here to the very bottom, and there's a little thing right here, and you can either scroll it by yourself. See, I'm using my arrow, my selector to just drag it along so I can see how that's going to stitch. Or I could have hit this play button over here. This will do one stitch at a time. This play button will just play it. I can pause it, and I can also even make it really fast if I want to. Or I can make it very slow if I want to. So this is just a neat way for you to get used to how things are going to stitch out when they're on your embroidery machine. So again, to figure out the size of something, you come up here and get the select tool, click on your object, that puts a box around it, and you can look down here on the lower left hand side and it says it's 1.85 inches by 1.85 inches. Right now you can ignore these things over here, the properties panel. Right now, let's see, I think I have this in a 4x4 hoop. I'm going to unclick 3D. I'm going to come up here to the hoop. Maybe I want to select a different hoop. Right now it's in the 4x4 hoop and it tells it in millimeters. So you'll need to remember that 100 millimeters by 100 is a 4x4 hoop. Of course, with our machines, we didn't get a 4x4 hoop. We got a 5x7 and we got a 6x10. The 5x7, I think, is... Well, if you're confused, once you click on one, you can look right here and it tells you what its dimensions are. So I'm going to try that. Nope. 180 by 3. Okay, nope. Okay, there it is. It's the 130 by 180 is the 5x7 hoop. So I could say apply. And there it is like that, and I can say okay. So there's my hoop. And if I wanted to, I can make a whole bunch of these. Let's see, if I copy, and I can right click and paste, and that makes another one right on top. And I can just paste again. That'll make another one. So I could just continue making these. I could even come up here and just click on paste. So I could make a whole bunch of them on this size hoop if I wanted to. And if you wanted to know, maybe you were going to put this all together. Let's see, let me scroll this around a little bit. Maybe you were going to put this all on one quilt square or something like that. and you wanted to know how big were all four of these going to be together. It's easy to find that out as well. Of course, you'd probably want to fix these so they were a little bit better squared. But anyway, all I would do then is get the select tool up here, draw a box around everything, and that's going to tell me, okay, everything here is 4.06 inches by 3.55 inches. So that lets me know now I can bring it bigger. If I get that warning sign, I'll know I've made it too large. Okay, no warning yet, so that's good. Let's just see if I keep making it bigger, if I'm going to get that warning. It should say the satin stitches are too large. Yep, there it is. So I'll know, oh, that's not going to work. I'll have to undo it. Just right here. So let's try one more. I'm going to go to a new page. Here's my new page. Again, yours might be up here. I just arranged mine in my preferences. New. I'm going to come up here to add a design. I'm going to add something from a different place this time. How about a frame? Okay, let's just add any frame. Forgot, I have to double click on it here. Oops. Okay, now I can't move it yet because remember that just messes it up and makes another one. I have to have, so let me delete that one. Get the select tool and delete that one. And now I can move this. See, when my hand looks like that, I can move it. Right now, if you're wondering how big is this frame, again, with it selected, look down here in the lower left-hand corner. It's 3.86 inches by 3.86 inches. Now, if I was going to save this, I would I'd come up here to save this little disc. And if you hover over it, it gives you a hint. It says save. Click on that. And I can save this, and I'll save it as frame number 2. And notice it's going to save as a paste setter outline file. What that is it's a working file for brother patterns or brother files. So for example, let's say I change this up a little bit and I put a letter in here, like a letter L, for example, and I saved it as a working file or a BRF file. If I wanted to come back and use that exact same thing again, just change the letter inside, all I have to do is open that working file and I can still edit it. If I didn't save it as the BRF or a working file, I wouldn't be able to edit it. So I'm going to save it like that. But let's say I wanted to save it as something else. Let's say I wanted to go to save as because I wanted to save it also as a stitching file because I want to stitch it. Well, notice there's no icon for save as up here. So I'm going to show you how to adjust that on yours. So if you come over here where there's this little drop down menu, one of the things I can tell you is, remember I said I put this line of tools right here and I put it right here. Originally it was up at the top. If I say show above ribbon, watch where that goes. See it way up here now? Maybe you prefer it up there. I like it to be a little bit closer, so I did this drop down and I said show below the ribbon, so now it's here. But in addition to that, notice when I click on that drop down menu, I'm able to add more commands. Okay, this opens up like this. These are the things that are not included in this little area, and these are the things that are included. I added the print preview to mine. I'm also going to show you now how to add the save as. So if I scroll down here, I see save as. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to say add. Now notice it's going to add it at the end of my stuff. So I'll say okay. And you can see it's right here at the end. Maybe I want it to be right beside the save button. See, they're a little bit different looking. So I can come back in here, more commands, and this thing right here that I just added, I can highlight it and just use this up arrow here. See it moving up, and I'm going to put it right by the save. I'm going to say OK. And there it is, right there what I want. So now I'm going to select this. I'm going to say Save As, and this time I'm going to save it as a file that I can use with my machine. So I'm going to save it as the Brother Baby Lock Bernina 11, and I'll say Save. Then I'll be able to use this in my machine over there. And what I could have done was this. I could have said Save As, and rather than saving it in my downloads, I could have saved it in my USB drive that I have attached. And I could have said frame number 2. Now, if I just save it as the working file, it's not going to show up on my machine over there. I need to save it as a PES file because that's what my machine saves. So if you ever save something on your thumb drive and you go over there and put it into your machine and you don't see it, chances are all you did was save it as a working file and not as a stitching file. So I'll need to say save this, and a PES is the type of stitching file that my Brother machine takes. So I'd say save, and it's saving it to my thumb drive. So that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I don't want them to be very long. I wanted to show you basically how to see the size of something that you have. So if I stretch this or make this a little smaller and I want to know where is it going to fit, I can click on this and come down here and I can see that's 3.15 inches by 3.15 inches. And by the way, there is another little tool that we have in here that I'm going to show you just to give you a little teaser, and you might be interested in seeing it. So let's see. Okay, when I go to View up here, see where it says Garment Templates? And there's all these different templates of garments that you can use. So let's say, I know Vicki was doing a woman's t-shirt on the front. Okay, well, you could change the fabric if you wanted to. That's not really important because it's going to be whatever fabric you're doing it on. But I'm going to show you how to use this soon. So let's come back, like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all again soon.